Some refuse because they are pressured by activists not to do so, or have received false information from activists that anyone who applies for an NVC will never be granted citizenship. All this has nothing to do with genocide. Like in other states, the Myanmar Constitution gives equal rights to all Myanmar citizens. No one can be politically discriminated for their origin and belief. Section 391A of the Constitution allows all eligible citizens to vote in the election. As we speak, the multi-party general elections are underway in Myanmar, starting from 28 December 2025. The elections are being held in 3 phases, and all eligible voters, regardless of ethnicities and religion, came out to cast their votes. 57 political parties and almost 5,000 candidates are contesting for various constituencies, including Rakhine states. There are 154,049 Bengalis in Myanmar who are eligible to vote in the current elections. Mr. President, members of the court, let me also clear that Myanmar is committed to achieving the repatriation to Myanmar of persons from Rakhine State currently living in camps in Bangladesh. There were 2 previous instances of mass migration from Myanmar to Bangladesh in 1978 and 1991-1992, respectively. On both of those 2 previous occasions, Myanmar was able to successfully repatriate those concerned in accordance with agreements made through bilateral consultations with Bangladesh. Likewise, following the events of 2016 and 2017, agreements were quickly made between Myanmar and Bangladesh for the return of displaced persons from Rakhine states. Comprehensive measures to resettle and rehabilitate the returnees are also being put in place, such as providing security, education, healthcare, food, and job opportunities with international cooperation, including from the United Nations. Since 2019, we have also had informal tripartite working groups and discussions on the repatriation process involving Myanmar, Bangladesh, and China at the senior official and vice ministerial level. We also invited diplomats, delegates of displaced persons themselves, as well as the media, to witness these comprehensive measures firsthand. In addition, we have a comprehensive plan for resettlement and rehabilitation of the returnees, including one-stop service for the issuance of NVCs and application for citizenship, temporary livelihood supports and shelters in transitions, new settlement arrangement near original places, distribution of land use for farming, income generation programs, health and education facilities, etc. Myanmar's commitment and constant efforts since 2017 contradict the Gambia's narrative that Myanmar's intention is to destroy or forcibly deport this population. However, although Myanmar had tried its utmost, there have unfortunately been setbacks to the repatriation processes. These have included the COVID-19 pandemic from 2020 to 2022, Cyclone Mocha, which hit the northern Rakhine area in 2023, and instability in Rakhine State. Circumstances not Myanmar's making have so far prevented the actual commencement of repatriations. It was seen on examination that these proceedings are in fact being used as a vehicle to advance agendas that have nothing to do with the Genocide Convention, such as demands that the name Rohingya be used officially and that all of those currently living in the camps in Bangladesh automatically be given citizenship of Myanmar upon being repatriated to Myanmar. Mr. President, members of the court, Myanmar does not have trust in the impartiality of the independent international fact-finding mission on Myanmar or of the independent investigative mechanism for Myanmar, and does not accept the claim accuracy or reliability of the information in the documents or in other documents relied on by the Gambia. It is therefore essential to Myanmar that the court evaluate all of the detailed evidence itself and not rely on opinions or the conclusions expressed by any other bodies, especially if these are not based on the first-hand evidence. In these proceedings, Myanmar asks the court to do no more than apply the terms of the Genocide Convention as they were so carefully negotiated in 1948 and to follow its own case law, which is now well established. Myanmar respectfully asks the court to look very carefully at all of the evidence in detail and to reach its own judgment of the facts. Myanmar is confident that the court will act independently and impartially and will consider the evidence fairly and objectively. Mr. President, members of the court, I thank you for your kind attention, and I'd like to ask you, Mr. President, to now call upon Dr. Staker. Thank you.